Hey YouTube, just wanted to do a quick review on a movie that I watched today that I really liked, and wanted to share that with you guys, and that is Abbatoir. And this movie just came out recently, I think this past week, and you can pick it up at Walmart for like $10. And it was something that I actually saw, I think on Cool Duder's channel. He reviewed it, and I was watching the video, and my wife had walked through and heard me say something about the movie and really liking it, and she was really nice and bought the movie for me. So anyway, there it is. And this movie is directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, or Bousman, however you say his name, who did Saw 2, 3, and 4. He also did, I think, Dead Silence and several other horror-type films. I'm trying to think, Repo, the Genetic Opera, which I actually really like that movie. So I'm a fan of his work. I think he's a good director in the genre that he's in horror, and I think he does a good job. But Abbatoir is an awesome movie. I really enjoyed this. It's kind of a slow burn. You have to kind of stick with it for a little bit, and has a really good payoff. It's an interesting concept. It's about this guy who collects murder scenes from houses. And what I mean by collects murder scenes, like literally he will buy the house and cut out the room of the house where the murder took place, and then he's using those to construct something, which I don't want to give too much away, but he's going around and buying all these murder scenes from houses and making kind of the ultimate haunted house, so to speak. And you can kind of see on the front there the picture of the big house. And and what's interesting is I started to watch this movie and I'm like, this seems familiar to me. So I paused the movie, and I just, the characters, the story just felt kind of familiar. I paused the movie, and I did some research real quick, and I found out that this, and it says it on the back, I just didn't notice it, that this was based on the Radical Publishing graphic novel, which I don't know if you're familiar with Radical Publishing. I'm actually going to take y'all with me for a minute over here to my movies. Radical was a comic book company that did amazing stuff. They were a publisher that was around for a little while, then they stopped doing things. And they made some great graphic novels. They always had great artwork, good stories, and they turned into a movie production company, and they did some films, and two of them that I have in my collection. One is Oblivion with Tom Cruise. This one was based on Radical Comics and was actually published by their company. And there was another one. Let me see if I can find it here, because I think I've still books of each of them. Yeah, the other one was Hercules with The Rock, which I really enjoyed this movie as well. Kind of made it realistic and things like that, more of a sword and sandal type epic film. But yeah, so Radical Comics actually did graphic novels of those first. And so that being said, where I'm going with that is, it felt familiar because I collect comic books as well. I have boxes and boxes. And I was like, I'm going to go look. I think I've read this. And I went and I found the original comics of Abbatoir. And if you look on the front, there is the main character, Mr. Crone. And he's in the film as well. And yeah, I mean, you can see he hands his business card. You see that in the movie. And the business card actually looks exactly like that in the film. But I was just going to take a minute and I'll show you guys each of the covers of these. There was 6 issues, and for whatever reason, I just have 5. I'm going to have to get the 6th issue of this. They came out in 2010. You can see they have really amazing artwork on the front. Really creepy stuff. There's another picture of Mr. Crone. And the last issue there with the Abbatoir house at the top. So, but yeah, I'm going to have to pick that up. But I'll open one of them up and kind of show you guys what the artwork looks like. Because Radical Comics always did amazing artwork. And kind of give you a glimpse into one of these. This one was very gory as well. But here's a guy attacking everybody with a weed whacker. So kind of give you an idea. And you know, the comic is a lot different. I mean, the basic concept is there for the film. Characters are a lot different besides Mr. Crone and the concept of what he's doing in this movie and things like that. There's some different characters and stuff, but most of the elements are there. the comics just go a little more in depth and things like that. So I'm a big fan of those too. So it was really cool to actually find that out while I was watching this movie, and really enjoyed the film. I'm doing this video because I like to, do reviews over things that I highly recommend, and I highly recommend this one. I saw it doesn't have the best reviews, but I actually really liked it. So I encourage you guys to pick it up. Definitely give it a buy and a watch if you like that sort of thing. You can kind of see there's Mr. Crone on the front there. And it's interesting because it's got kind of a twisty kind of plot, and it's really hard to explain. It's something you just got to stick with and watch, because I really kind of enjoyed the plot. The only thing I can compare it to is 13 Ghosts, but taken a lot more seriously. 13 Ghosts, I'm actually a big fan of the remake of 13 Ghosts. I think it's a lot of fun. It's like a roller coaster ride. It kind of has it's gimmicky and has like cartoonish monster type ghosts. This is only like it due to the concept of the film. It's like someone collecting these things, for a purpose, and that's what this is all about. So check out Abbatoir. Great movie. Really liked it, and those are my thoughts. If you've seen this movie, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well. And yeah, I highly recommend it. Give it a watch. Give this thumbs up if you liked the video, and also give it give me a subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. But see you guys later. Thanks a lot.